Gypsum is a naturally occurring mineral found in various parts of the world, particularly in Germany. Chemically, it is a pure form of calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Okay, CaSO4 taken twice plus 2H2O. This is calcium sulfate and two molecules of water. That's why it is known as dihydrate. Okay, never forget this. Gypsum is calcium sulfate dihydrate. Okay, now gypsum was first found in mines around the city of Paris, so it is also known as plaster of Paris. Okay, so whatever you guys see in your household, like many in whatever the statues we made it from plaster of Paris. Even at home we use plaster of Paris, so it is nothing but a gypsum product. Okay, that is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Okay. Now applications of your gypsum products are in general. These are for industry in general. Used for repairing the stitches and in construction works. In orthopedics, that for printing and making a plaster cast. Okay. Now third is in dentistry. Impression of oral and manufactured structures to make model cast or dies for the dental processes or the restorations are made. Okay, to make a plaster cast, whenever in complete nature we make an impression. It may be primary or it may be secondary impression. We are going to pour that impression in the gypsum product. It may be plaster or it may be a stone. To attach a cast to articulators. Again, during articulation, the plaster is used for bite registration and the dental investment materials. Now, this is the most common asked question in whenever your exam going to be there. This question is going to be there. Like classify gypsum materials, difference between alpha emitted and beta emitted. Okay, this classification everyone should know. Okay, so according to classification, it is given by the specification number 25. So type 1 is impression plaster, type 2 is dental plaster. You guys always get confused between type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is impression plaster. Okay, and type 2 is whatever you guys use in lab. That is type 2 dental plaster. Whatever we make a cast or we plaster what we use during the articulation. That is type 2 dental plaster. Okay. Type 1 is that is used for impression purpose. Okay. Type 1 is impression plaster. Type 2 is dental plaster. Type 3 is dental stone or medium strength stone. Okay. Type 4 is improved stone or high strength stone, also known as die stone. DIE stone. Okay. And type 5 is dental stone with high strength and high expansion. Okay. Again, we are going to go classification. Type 1 is impression plaster. Type 2 is dental plaster. Type 3 is dental stone with medium strength. That is also known as die stone. Type 4 is improved stone with high strength and low expansion. Whereas type 5 is dental stone with high strength and high expansion. Okay. Now, manufacturing of gypsum products. Yes, how do we get? So, gypsum is an suppose is a stone from which we get number of products like dental stone, dental plaster, die stone. All these products are formed by a single product that's known as gypsum. So the process of heating gypsum for manufacture of plaster is known as calcination. Calcination means we are going to heat that gypsum to get them different products. That process is known as calcination. Okay. Now, depending on method of calcination, means the type, which type of heat we are going to apply. Depending on that, we get different plasters. Okay. So the this is chain reaction. When the heat is applied, suppose 110 to 130 degrees centigrade heat is applied to a gypsum. Gypsum is nothing but calcium sulfate dihydrate. Dihydrate means two molecules of water. Don't forget these two molecules because everything depends on this. Okay, whenever we apply heat to calcium sulfate dihydrate, we get calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Hemi means half molecule of water. Okay, whatever we take a plaster in a bowl, that is a hemihydrate form. Okay, we get a plaster or even a dental stone. These are all hemihydrate form. When we use water to mix it, it converts into again dihydrate form. Okay, so gypsum is calcium sulfate dihydrate, whereas plaster stone they are calcium sulfate hemihydrate form. Okay, now chemical and physical properties of gypsum products. In this, gypsum is a dihydrate form of calcium sulfate, denoted as calcium sulfate dihydrate, CaSO4 2H2O. That is dihydrate form. Okay, on heating, whenever I heat the gypsum, 1.5 gram of molecule of 2 gram mole of water are converted into calcium sulfate hemihydrate. These two molecules of water, when we heat, it gets evaporated, and we get out of two half molecule of water. Okay, gypsum is there. It is dihydrate form. When we heat it, the heat get evaporated, and only the half molecule of water remains. That is known as hemihydrate form. This when again when we are in lab, when we mix in water, this reaction reversed. That is half molecule of water. When we add water in it, it converts into dihydrate form. Okay. Likewise, CaSO4 half H2O plus water gives CaSO4 plus 2H2. That is dihydrate form. And this is an exothermic reaction. Okay, whenever you mix or whenever you make a cast, how we check whether it is set or not? We take a wax knife or any instrument, we pierce it. Second test is that we apply our hand on it. If the plaster cast gives us heat, that means it is set. Okay, that because it is an exothermic reaction. How we manufacture dental plaster? Okay. Now gypsum is heated. Now there are various ways by which we can get dental plaster, dental stone, and tie stone. That is high expansion and high strength low expansion. Okay. Now gypsum is heated to a temperature of 110 to 120 degrees. Okay. In order to drive water of crystallization. Okay. Gypsum is there. We apply heat to it. Okay, so this is by this we remove the water content of it and we get a plaster. Okay, now how this is done? Now this produces a crystal within the capillary pores, that is beta hemianthemum. Now how we get? Suppose I take a gypsum and I put that gypsum in a open kettle. Okay, likewise we boil milk in our home. We take milk in open kettle and we apply a heat on it. Same way, gypsum is taken, it has put into a kettle and the heat is applied to it. Now, when the heat is applied, now 1.5 molecules get evaporated and we get plaster. Now, due to this we heat it in open kettle, we get an irregular size crystals. When we see this plaster in the microscope, we see that it is an irregular shape. Okay, that's why it is known as beta hemianthemum. Okay, dental plaster is beta hemianthemum, whereas dental stone is an alpha hemianthemum. Okay, so how this is how it looks. The it is fibrous aggregate of fine crystal of capillary pores. These are the pores. Okay, the gaps between the plaster molecule. That's why we need a more water powder ratio for mixing of your plaster. There are irregular size crystals, also known as beta hematite. So, how do you manufacture the dental stone? Okay. Now, same gypsum, when I apply it under the steam, okay, like in autoclave. First year might not be known autoclave. Suppose now how the plaster will get is we apply heat in a open kettle. But same thing if I apply this in a pressure cooker. You all know about the pressure cooker. When you apply heat, the pressure inside increases, and what we get is then. So same thing we do in a the same like pressure cooker. There is an instrument known as autoclave. So we take a gypsum, put that gypsum into the autoclave, and heat is applied to it. Okay, so the temperature is about 120 to 130 degrees centigrade, and the pressure is about 17 NPS. And we do this procedure for 5 to 7 hours. Okay, and this procedure, like you all see how the mom made your rice. So there is an steam creates in our pressure cooker. Likewise, the same steam is created in the autoclave. So it is known as wet calcination. The plaster is known as dry calcination. The process by which the plaster is manufactured is known as dry calcination because we do it in a open kettle without use of any water. Same thing we do in a closed container or in autoclave. We get an alpha hydrate and the process is known as wet calcination. And the product what we get is more harder than your beta hydrate. So these are the form. These are the rods and prism-like appearance, which are in regular shape, not like the plaster, which are in irregular shape. Okay, these are known as alpha hematite. Now, this is the main question what you're going to ask in exam, like classify gypsum products, like type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5, and like the difference between alpha hematite and beta hematite. Okay. Now, alpha hematite means dental stone, beta hematite means dental plaster. Okay. So the crystals in beta alpha hematite are rods and prism, and they are in compact in shape. Okay. Same way, they are for plaster they are spongy, irregular in shape, and they are porous in nature. Okay. Now the process by which dental stone is obtained is known as dry calcination, and the process by which dental plaster is obtained that is known as dry calcination. Okay. It has a low setting expansion, whereas the more water is required for mixing of beta hematite. One thing you remember, the more the water is we take for mixing, the more is the expansion is there. Okay, it is known as it has a high setting expansion. Set system is stronger and harder, like your cast what we you do in preclinical work. They're all made up of dental stone. So it is more stronger and harder, whereas beta hematite it has a lower strength. Whereas alpha hematite is a high abrasion resistance, whereas beta hematite has a low abrasion resistance. So abrasion resistance means whenever we skid from the bike, we get abraded. So whenever we work on the plaster cast or whenever we work on the dental stone, right, when we apply a carbon on it, it gets scratched. So the plaster has a less resistance to scratches than your dental stone. Okay? That is known as abrasion resistance. Now, manufacture of improved stone. Improved stone means type 4, that is diastone. High strength, low expansion, and type 5 is high strength, high expansion. This is known as improved stone, also known as diastone, DIE, die stone. Okay. Now, gypsum is for how to we get manufactured the improved stone is gypsum is boiled in a solution containing salts such as calcium chloride, that is 30% calcium chloride. how do we manufacture plaster is with one gypsum in the open kettle, we get plaster. We boil gypsum in autoclave, we get stone. Same thing if we boil gypsum in a solution containing 30% calcium chloride. Okay, so we get the improved stone or stone. So after the stone, the calcium chloride is washed with the hot water. They have higher strength and higher density and more resistance to abrasion than your dental stone and dental plaster. So this the improved stone or diastone has a is more stronger than your dental stone and dental plaster, and it is more resistance than your dental stone and dental plaster. Okay, that's why it is known as improved stone because more calcium chloride is added in the solution. More the calcium chloride in that part, more stronger the material is. Okay, and microscopic is it is a cuboidal in shape. This cuboidal or prism-like appearance or improved stone. Same. This question is asked for MCQ. Okay. The microscopical structure of your dental plaster and dental stone and hash stone. See, it is a crystal of prism. Dental plaster is irregular shape. Okay. Dental stone is rods and prism. Whereas improved stone or diastone is cuboidal in shape. Okay. Don't confuse in this. Most common question asked for MCQ. Now, here is gypsum product. Here is what we will see in next lecture. So, how do you mix the plaster? There is a water powder ratio. This water powder ratio is the most important thing deciding the physical and chemical properties of your final product. Suppose I have taken less water and for mixing the same amount of plaster. The mix what I have made with less water and the mix what I am going to get after using more water. This both has different physical and chemical properties. Okay, the final product will differ from each other. So the correct water powder ratio and the purpose for which we are using, like if I am using this for making a cast, like you guys use the thinner consistency for making a cast, like you guys make an cast from a mold. Okay. What we do is we use thin mix, but that thin mix we can't use for mounting purpose. Okay, for mounting what we need a little bit more thick consistency or more viscous. Okay, so depending on what purpose we are going to use the plaster, the water powder ratio varies. Same plaster can be used thinner consistency for making an impression or for pouring an impression. But same plaster with different consistency can be used for your mounting purpose. Okay, so depending on that, water powder ratio varies. So like if higher the water powder ratio, same thing, the longer setting time. If the water powder, suppose water is more and the material is become thinner, same at the same time it will take more time to set. Okay, likewise if I'm using the less water, the mix will be thick and it will set faster. Okay. So how does the water powder ratio affect it? The shape and compactness of crystals. This means irregular shape, compactness of crystals means uh, is I am taking 100 grams of plaster. I am taking 100 grams of stone and I am taking 100 grams of limestone. Okay, but the amount of crystals in 100 grams of plaster are less than your dental stone and dental limestone. Okay, same 100 gram contains more crystals in limestone than your dental stone and less in your dental plaster. Okay, more the crystals are present in same amount, more the material is stronger and harder. Okay, and the less the water powder ratio is there. Okay, so irregular shape spongy plaster needs more water than your pencil stone. Getting same. If I am taking 100 gram of plaster, 100 gram of stone, water what I need for plaster is more than your pencil stone. Okay, the small amount of surface accumulated like plaster's distribution, size distribution, grinding the powder makes. Now, this is the water powder ratio for all the types of your gypsum products. Like I say, for type 1, we need type 1 is what? It is an impression plaster. Type 2 is temper plaster. Type 3 is temper stone. Type 4 is temper stone with high strength and low expansion. And temper stone, type 5 is temper stone with high strength and high expansion. Okay. Now the water ratio for impression plaster, that is for type 1, is zero point 0.5 to 0.75 ml. Is 100 gram. If I'm going to mix 100 gram of plaster, I need 55 to 75 ml of water to mix the 100 gram of your plaster. Same dental plaster is 0.5 to 50. Suppose same dental, if I'm going to pour the cast, this is for impression purpose. If I'm going to pour the cast, the 100 gram of plaster, I need 45 to 50 ml of water. Okay. Same for dental stone, I'm going to mix 100 gram of dental stone and gonna need only 28 to 30 ml of water to mix the same amount of plaster or stone. And likewise, type 4, 0.2, 22 ml, 0.24, and for type 5, 0.18 to 0.22. Okay, so the more the water powder ratio, less is the strength and less is the setting time. Okay, getting. So impression plaster has the highest water powder ratio, that is 0.5 to 0.75 ml. Impression plaster is 0.45 to 0.50 ml. General stone is 0.28 to 0.30 mm. For type 4 is 0.22 to 0.24 mm. And type 5 is 0.18 to 0.22 mm. Okay. This again is the MCQ question. In any of this, they will give what is the water powder ratio of this or dental plaster or dental stone and the amount is. Okay. Now, excess water. Excess water means the actual amount of necessary to mix it. Is see, uh, like I said, for 100 ml to mix a dental plaster, I need 45 to 50 ml of water. Okay, so the water, the amount of water necessary to mix that this amount of water is necessary to mix the plaster. Okay, but this water is in excess for the reaction to happen. Actually, we need only 18 gram of water. But what we take 45 to 50 ml of water. Okay, this water, this extra water is what is known as excess water. But this excess water is necessary to for the handling property of a dentist, because if we take only 18 gram of water, it is not practically possible to mix plaster. Okay, so we take this excess amount of water so that it will help in manipulation. Okay. This is known as then excess water. See, the actual amount of water necessary to mix the calcium sulfate hemihydrate, that is plaster or stone, is greater than the amount required for chemical reaction. This whole calcium sulfate dihydrate converts into calcium sulfate hemihydrate is on the chemical reaction. So so the water required for this chemical reaction is less than the actual water what we need. This water is known as excess water. The excess water itself does not react with hemihydrate crystals. It is lost for evaporation once the gypsum is set. Okay. This excess water, it does not react with the gypsum products because it is an excess. But what happens to this water? After suppose when you make the cast, you have poured the cast, it's set you remove from the mold or during molten process. The moment we remove this from the cast, the weight of your plaster of your cast is more. When you come next day, okay, it becomes somewhat lighter because in that one day, whatever the excess amount of water was there in that cast, it get evaporated. And next day, we feel that our cast is lighter than our first day. You are not notice it whenever you come. Just notice whenever we do the mounting, we use excess water, okay, for finishing and polishing purpose. The day you make the mounting, the day you make the mounting, the our mounting is like slightly heavier, and it is slightly blackish in color. But next day, when we come, the mountain will become lighter, okay, and it appears more whiter in color. That is because the water, the excess amount of water was there, it get evaporated. Okay? This excess water served aid in mixing the plaster by particular prescribed words. Now this manipulation part you're going to see in next lecture. Okay. Now the most important question is you can see the classification. This is most important classification. Don't ever forget this classification, especially for second first students. Okay. So type 1 is impression plaster, type 2 is dental plaster, type 3 dental stone, type 4 is dental stone with high strength and high expansion, low expansion, and type 5 is high strength and high expansion. Okay. In process of heating gypsum is known as calcination. This again is not MCQ question. In next lecture we are going to see the manipulation part and the properties of the gypsum products and the all the theories of setting. Actually, what happens when we pour water into the dental plastic? How does that reaction takes place? That we are going to see in next lecture. Okay. So, thank you.